Good evening and welcome inside the Stratus Arena, Hackensack, New Jersey, as FDU is set to host the two-time defending NEC champions, LIU Brooklyn, a date that's been circled on the calendars for a couple months now, I think,
Absolutely.
Joe.
Absolutely. And, Ryan, not the same team coming in here. Of course, they're only 1-3 right now.
Yep.
They lost their best player. You'll have more on that. But it's been a tough stretch for LIU so far, and it's time for FDU to finally take advantage of this Blackbird team.
Absolutely, and their star player and reigning NEC Player of the Year, Julian Boyd, went down with a knee injury at Rice December 12th. So They've been a full month now in rearranging their offense to fit that huge hole. Last year against FDU, he pulled down 20 boards, 21 points, 2020 game. I mean, he's a huge part of that offense. But obviously, you talked to assistant coach Chris Brickley. He said that they're more team-oriented, more well-rounded now as a result.
Yeah, they are, and they shoot really well from outside. They have some good inside play. They're still a good team. I mean, obviously, the game did run through Julian Boyd only because he was the best player, but, good job of the coaching staff to get the right guys in here in case something like that did happen. You had to prepare for that, and they did. And, LIU is still a very competitive team. I don't think FDU really cares what their record is, to be perfectly honest with you, but it is 1-3. FDU's 2-2, and they'll try and create some separation from the NEC champs, something I don't think we thought we'd be saying at this point of the season.
I don't think 4 games into the NEC schedule we would think that the FDU would have a better record conference-wise than LIU Brooklyn. Two-time defending champions, preseason favorites to win it again. No NEC team has ever three-peated, but here LIU sits at 1-3 at the bottom of the rankings, tied for last, and FDU sitting at 2-2, hosting LIU tonight at FDU. It's going to be, like you said, LIU does a little bit of everything well. Everything they do well. They have a lot of size and they have a lot of depth at the big positions, and they can also shoot the lights out. They have 4 guards that are shooting 40% or better. They also have the NEC top three-point shooter in Justin Brickman.
Right.
He also is a tremendous point guard, dishes out nearly 10 assists per game, and he's a threat also from behind the arc. He shoots 50%. That's
really an incredible mark. And down low, you have Kenny Onieche and Jamal Asaware, 2 guys that really like to battle down low. And FDU is at their thinnest down low. But tonight, Xavier Harris gets his first career start. He's going to play the 4 tonight while Keenan Rogers at the 5. Lonnie Robinson gets a little more offensive game at the 3 tonight. And I like when Lonnie plays.
I know that's a starting lineup that you like.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that Xavier's earned that start. And I think he'll play really well tonight, especially on defense. If Keenan can stay out of foul trouble, I think FDU has a great chance. Lonnie Robinson's going to get a lot more outside shots tonight. And hopefully him and Melquan Bolden on offense will really light things up here and make it fun.
Yeah, Greg Vitrone said this was going to be a very high-scoring, up-tempo game. A lot of made-for-Sports Center plays, as he said before the game, and why not? We're all here. We're excited. Hopefully, they'll be just like that. And the key to the game, basically, the biggest point is that foul trouble. Right. Obviously, FDU has really struggled with foul trouble recently, and Oluwaire is averaging nearly 9.5 free throw attempts per game, something that hasn't been done, 10 free throw attempts per game in an entire season since Tyler Hainsborough. And we know he likes to get to the line all the time back when he was playing at UNC. And this guy also just drives. He goes right for the jugular. That's what he's going to be doing. He's going right for Keanu. He's going to go right for Xavier Harris. And, I mean, after that, there's not much FDU can really put out on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to have to match him getting to the foul line as well. FDU is not great at getting there, but late in games they seem to find a way. And most of the time they knock down their shots. And tonight it is imperative that they shoot, even if not better, than what LIU is putting out.
Absolutely. LIU shot 65%, or no, 58%, my mistake. Last game against Mount St. Mary's. But after this commercial break, we'll talk a lot more, get more into this game. Keys to the game, we'll break it down for you right after this commercial break on FDUnights.com and NEC Front Row. Don't go anywhere right after this.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook presented by Choice Hotels. To learn how you can save 15% on your next stay at any Choice property nation. Visit northeast.org and click on the Corporate Partners link. Bryant comes into Thursday's play atop the NEC standings. League record. Senior point guard Frankie Dobbs posted his 1,000th point last week, and junior big man Alex Francis is the NEC's co-player of the week. He had 26 points and 18 boards to spark a victory over Central Connecticut. Robert Morris guard Karan Williams is the co-player of the week, thanks to 8 of 10 shooting from downtown and a 27-point outburst to beat Fairleigh Dickinson. And a high five goes out to Sacred Heart guard Shane Gibson. He cracked the NEC's all-time top 20 score. NEC Television returns on Saturday when the St. Francis Red Flash hosts Sacred Heart on Fox College Sports and ESPN3. Tip-off is at 2 p.m., so check your local listings. And don't forget you can catch live NEC action on NECFrontRow.com. That's NECFrontRow.com. Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook presented by Choice Hotels. To learn how you can save 15% on your next stay at any Choice property nationwide, visit northeastconference.org and click on the Corporate Partners link. Brian comes into Thursday's play.
The world has changed, and Fairleigh Dickinson University is doing something about it.
The biggest thing FDU has to offer is their global education.
Undergrad, master's, doctorate, whatever it is that you're looking for. They have so many different opportunities for so many different interests.
We give opportunities for people to change the way they view themselves and their world.
It's given me a chance to succeed.
They've made my dream come true.
I love it. I would choose no other place.
Welcome back inside the Stratus Arena here in Hackensack, New Jersey. Joe Nardi, Ryan Ulick here as FDU gets set to host LIU Brooklyn, two-time defending champions. Let's just jump right back into it. Breaking them down, LIU, they can shoot the lights out. They can get to the line. They're big. I mean, they've been having some seriously good shooting percentages the last few games, especially against Mount St. Mary. They shot 58% from the field, 53% from three. And we were just talking about it. Let's get to some keys of the game here. Brought to you by Cozy Life Should Be Delicious. And there's Xavier Harris. He gets the start today, Joe. You said he earned those minutes. He's been playing solidly and solidly.
I really believe he has. I'm not sure offensively if maybe he's played his best yet, and I think that is going to come with more experience in the NEC. But defensively, he's every bit as good as anybody on the floor for FDU. He's a tough kid. Loves going to the rim as well, and he's a strong guy. I think he'll be okay. And then, Ryan, same thing with the foul trouble with him. He's good at playing with defense with his feet. Doesn't always go for the block, which is kind of a gambling move. He boxes out very well. He's a solid big man, knows how to play the game.
And then a final one is shooting. Match the shooting. This is going to be a high-tempo, fast-scoring offense, and obviously Alasa Ware is going to want to get to the line. He's going to want to slow it down. That's where his bread and butter is, to just attack, go right for the jugular, get to the line. 9.5 free throw attempts per game through 16 games this season. But shooting-wise, got to match the intensity and the shooting prowess that LIU Brooklyn brings. Yeah,
Mustafa Jones lost his starting position. He's the odd man out right now, and if he wants to get back and coach at good graces, keeping up with these guys is going to be a great way to do it.
Hopefully off the bench, him and Sekou can get that offense going, and Mustafa Jones, we saw pregame, wasn't really shooting the lights out, but maybe in-game will be a different story. So we're going to step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, tip-off here at the Stratus Arena, NEC Front Row and FDUnites.com. Don't go anywhere.
The world has changed, and Fairleigh Dickinson University is doing something about it.
The biggest thing FDU has to offer is their global education.
Undergrad, master's, doctorate, whatever it is that you're looking for. They have so many different opportunities for so many different interests.
We give opportunities for people to change the way they view themselves and their world.
It's given me a chance to succeed.
They've made my dream come true.
I love it. I would choose no other place.
Here on the FDU Nights pregame show, I'm Joe Nardi, joined by Coach Chris Brickley. And Coach, tonight you take on the two-time defending NEC champions. A lot of good players up front, a lot of good players who shoot threes. This team does it all. Where's the most important part to attack them from?
Yeah, I mean, this team, they're the best offensive team in the league. They're the best transition team in the league. They've gone to the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row, not off their defense, but off their transition offense. So, going into the game, our goal is no transition baskets, definitely no transition threes. In the half court, we need to stop Alasaware, we need to stop Brickman, and we need to stop Gardner.
How does this team's identity change with their best player Boyd being out? I mean, what kind of difference do you guys see?
Yeah, their identity really does change. they ran everything through Boyd before. Without Boyd, they are 2-7, which we can't really dwell on that. We have to know that they still have a loss where it was 19-8 a game. Brickman 50% from 3, Gardner 47% from 3, Thompson 48% from 3. So we still need to guard the 3-pointer, and without Boyd, they rely on the 3 more.
So tonight, 2 6'7" forwards on the floor tonight for LIU, and you combat that with Xavier Harris's first start. What have you seen from him to earn that spot?
He brings positive energy out there. When he's out there, he rebounds, he moves the ball, he knows his role. So we have a tough task for him tonight, guarding Olasaware. L-Rob's going to be at the 3, and we hope that can help us get off to a good start.
Yeah, definitely more offense from L-Rob at the 3, but Coach, this is a game you guys had circled on your calendar for a long time. What does it mean coming in, being ahead of these guys, and being able to create some kind of separation for your eventual goal, which is not only to win, but to get the bye early on?
Yeah, I mean, anyone that plays LIU, whether they're 0-19 or 10-2, it's LIU. They've gone to the tournament 2 years in a row. They're a great team. We want to get the win tonight, get the 3-2. That'd be great, and hope we can do it tonight.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. It's Coach Chris Brickley tonight. LIU takes on FDU, and when we come back, we will have our starting lineups and more keys to the game. Keep it here on FDUnights.com and NEC Front Row.
And we're back here in the Stratus Arena. Joe Nardi, Ryan Ulick, just moments away from tip-off here. And we'll give you your starting lineups for LIU Brooklyn, the Blackbirds. First, senior forward out of Sugar Land, Texas.
Yep.
I love that. Kenny Oyechi. Jason Brickman, the junior guard out of San Antonio. Brandon Thompson, also out of San Antonio, senior guard. CJ Garner, senior guard out of Silver Spring, Maryland. And Jamal Olasaware. Jamal Olasaware, senior forward. He's going to give me trouble all night.
Yeah, we can tell. You'll be all right.
you can tell. I'm sure you can tell.
And for FDU, they'll start Melquan Bolding, Sidney Sanders, Lonnie Robinson, Xavier Harris, and Keanu Rochford. Like you said a few times, Ryan, it's time for Xavier to step up. But tonight's spotlight player of the game, we will be following around Melquan Bolding and taking an inside look at what he's doing. Melquan's been one of the best players so far for FDU, and he's shot the lights out. He can throw down a dunk and completely turn around the momentum in a game. So, fun player to watch, and a young man who's probably going to go on to some bigger and better things after his FDU career.
You'd like to think. He's one of the most aggressive players I've ever seen, and it just seems in recent weeks he hasn't really been successful driving to the rim, hasn't really finished near the rim.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, I feel like, too. I feel like he's been a little too unselfish, Ryan. As you're a great player like that, you want the ball in your hands, but unfortunately, I think he doesn't want to get criticized or whatever it may be. I think Melquan maybe needs that little selfishness back. I think he's got to get his points, and the team runs off him. He is the victim of some lazy defense sometimes, and that kind of throws his game off a little bit, but if he can catch a dunk, or if him and Lonnie Robinson can do their thing tonight, it should be extremely fun to watch, and hopefully Sidney can distribute well as also.
And I see, as the tip-off is good, Keanu Rochford yet again winning the tip-off, and it goes to Lonnie Robinson, Sidney Sanders. You're going to see, we're going to be watching number 23. I believe that's Kenny Onyechi. He's wearing a different jersey. Something must have been wrong with his jersey. As Xavier Harris goes up, gets his own rebound, and then the tipping gets the first points for FDU. Looking good already.
Yeah, first start of your career and you score in the first 20 seconds. That's a pretty good way to get it going. And now let's see if it fires him up on defense. And you can kind of see some fire in his eyes right now.
He's got to be fired up. He's been playing solid minutes. And down the stretch, too. Greg Patrone slowly trusting him. And obviously just putting him right in. 3-point attempt for LIU, making that look effortless. It was Jamal Olasaware.
Yeah,
he's not known for his three-point shooting.
No, scores 18 points a game, so I guess he'll get him however he can take him. And I guess maybe Xavier's going to get out on him now. He is a little bit bigger than Xavier. Xavier is 6'6", might be around more 6'5", but still.
Rochford looking for Harris under the basket, but Garner is able to get the steal. He drives, pops, and fires it back outside. Olasaware with an uncontested three, and they're going to let him have it after he just hit that one, and he bangs home another one.
Yeah, Greg Patrone not happy about that one.
He's a left-handed shooter. And that's 2 very crisp shots right there in a row. And now obviously you're going to have to guard him at the perimeter. I'm not sure if that was in the scouting report. They gave him plenty of space on both opportunities. Robinson now to Harris. And Rochford back to Robinson. He's got a 3 open for himself, and he gets that in. 6-5.
That's the play, and we've always heard Keno talking to us about how he wants to improve his passing out to the perimeter, and you saw it there.
Here comes Olasaware with the left-handed hook shot off the glass and no good, and Harris is able to control. He's had trouble controlling his rebounds under the basket, but that one was good. Rochford up and to his right, rolling and takes the lead, 7-6. Rochford gets his first points of the night.
A lot of fun. As you can tell, both these teams are going to be shooting an incredible percentage tonight already.
We knew it was going to be a high up-tempo, and we want to see these nights as Rochford slaps it right out of bounds. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Brooklyn still controls.
Almost could have called it a jump ball. I thought Rochford got his hand around it, but just pulled it away from his player and into the mat.
Olasaware stumbles and called for the travel. He fell, tripped himself going up.
Yeah, and that happened because Xavier beat him to his spot. He tried to just make an extra move there and tripped over his own feet, so good hustle by Xavier causes the turnover.
FDU looking good so far. We knew this was going to be up-tempo and high scoring. It was just a matter of if FDU can match LIU Brooklyn's scoring output, and so far so good.
You know, one of the more important games FDU has had in quite some time.
They played Robert Morris, which is also an important game. And Xavier Harris displays the offensive moves, fakes him right, goes left, up in for the lay-in, 9-6 FDU.
If you're going to start, you got to contribute left, down low, and he gets the left hand to go. Kind of shied away from the foul, which is fine. He wanted to get the basket, and the ambidextrous Xavier Harris.
We've been questioning his offensive skill set. Haven't really seen much outside of putbacks, but that was nifty from Xavier Harris, the freshman. There's Garner with the little baby hook about 3 feet from the rim, doesn't get it to go.
Yeah, that's not Garner's game. That's not the shot that Brooklyn wants.
Sidney Sanders takes an off-balance shot, and Rochford doesn't control with both hands. He's got his right thumb taped up, as you noticed. That's not his shooting hand. Inside Onyechi, and eventually loses the handle of it, but last touched by a Knight.
Yeah, Onyechi's getting a little greedy down there. Had 3 guys collapsing on him. Kind of looked straight ahead, didn't see Sidney Sanders down there, and Sidney just swatted out of his hands.
In comes E.J. Reed and Troy Joseph out of Ontario. E.J. Reed is the 3-time Rookie of the Week, the first Blackbird to do it in their history, as they go right inside to Troy Joseph, his first seconds on the floor, and he gets a lay-in, 9-8. But E.J. Reed is definitely someone you want to look out for. Can shoot the 3 over 40%. And has also been rebounding at a pretty decent clip, all in the absence of Julian Boyd. And here comes Bowling. Bowling hasn't touched it much in the first 4 minutes action. Rochford gets called for the offensive foul. Took the charge there was E.J. Reed, the freshman.
Yeah, Keno put his shoulder down, and that's kind of an easy call. A bit of a flop there, but, this is Keno's problem. He's had this foul trouble, and luckily for FDU, it's only 1 foul, and the goal is to not put him at the line tonight.
Yeah, not the way you want to get into foul trouble right there. As offensive charges, his Shoes is kind of shrugging his shoulders, talking to Rochford on that little dead ball there. But here come the Blackbirds, down right now by 1, 9-8, just under 16 minutes. Haven't really been calling Brickman's name also so far. Olasaware, I got to get that down. Olasaware.
Yeah, great pick and roll there.
Xavier Harris called for the foul there.
Garner and Olasaware did a great job to read off each other, and you can see just, hours and hours of practice on that one.
That'll bring us to our first media timeout. Give me a good chance to go over the pronunciations once again. 15:46 to go in the half. FDU leads this one, 9-8 over LIU Brooklyn. Don't go anywhere. NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com.
Are you ready to harness the power of the internet to make your business succeed? Find out how. Attend a free online marketing seminar for local business success. Register at ybseminars.com. Yellow Book 360 is a leading provider of customized marketing tools and services, including local online search, websites, SEM, SEO, direct mail, social media tools, and more. Get what your business needs to succeed. Register at ybseminars.com. That's ybseminars.com.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
Back here live at the Stratus Arena, the first 10 minutes are brought to you by Park Ridge Marriott, the newest member of the FDU corporate partner family. A full-service hotel in the scenic Passaic Valley is a great way to spend a weekend relaxing or a place to stay when conducting business in northern New Jersey. The new home of the FDU Athletic Hall of Fame, the Park Ridge Marriott offers special rates for people that mention Fairleigh Dickinson Athletics. Call the Park Ridge Marriott today and get away.
Olasaware, like I said, leads the nation in free throw attempts, 9.5 per game, and this is his first 2 tonight. And he hits both. So 2 for 2 from the line, 8 points total already for Jamal Olasaware. Rochford inside looking for Harris yet again, but it's a little bit clogged down there. And now all the way to Troy Joseph and unable to handle it.
Wow, great rebound by Melquan. He just rose above everybody and then unfortunately threw it away. And they're going to say it is FDU's ball still. Wow, I thought Sidney Sanders got a piece of that before it went out.
Well, 15-15 to go. LIU is taking the lead once again. And here comes Lonnie Robinson. Haven't seen much of Melquan Boulding thus far. They seem to be really going into Xavier Harris down low as he backs down Olasaware. Doesn't get it to go. Olasaware, great defense. And Rochford, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sidney Sanders has to create for himself. Jump shot, too strong. And the Blackbirds on the fast break. Garner stripped by Sidney Sanders, and they're out. The Knights coming down on a 3-1 advantage. Rochford into Harris, and Harris can't control it. We know he's plagued by that. It goes right through his hands out of bounds.
It's really just, I mean, he does everything else so well, Ryan, but unfortunately just catching the ball is a serious, serious problem. And, you know, he was looking at the rim, and I thought Keeney was going to alley-oop it to him because Xavier might be the best dunker and the most explosive dunker on the entire team. But instead he just gave it to him and tried to get him to do something himself. But I think maybe he was expecting something different, but still, got to catch the ball.
It didn't get to go. Brickman inside to Olasaware, backing down Harris. And I think a foul is going to be called on Lonnie Robinson.
I don't know how that foul's on Lonnie Robinson.
Oh,
Lonnie
it's on Xavier Harris, yep.
Okay. Yeah, Lonnie didn't move.
I thought he was going to call it on Lonnie Robinson. He kind of pointed at him, but...
Listen, Jamal Olasaware is really an awesome player. He's an offensive force. But Xavier Harris does have 2 fouls already.
Xavier Harris has 2 fouls. Olasaware now it's going to have 4 free throw attempts in the first 5.5 minutes. As Sekou Harris is going to see his first game action in place of Sidney Sanders Jr. And looks like Matthias Salen also going to check back in, probably for Xavier Harris. And Olasaware misses both. Harris with the rebound. Very surprising. Olasaware is a good free throw shooter. Obviously gets to the line nearly 10 times a game. And Harris is going to stay in for the time being. Really can't foul. Can't pick up a third foul right now. Brickman with an excellent steal, and he's off to the races. Going to lay this one easily off the glass and extend the lead to 3, 12-9 Blackbirds.
Yeah, Sekou Harris wasn't expecting it, and Brickman saw that he kind of fell asleep for a sec, so now Sekou.
And there's Garner picking that one off. Sekou Harris again a turnover. And Sekou with the block, but called for the foul from behind. I thought he had gotten all ball, but instead I think Shoes Patron going to take a timeout and try to settle down Sekou Harris. 2 immediate turnovers for the young freshman.
Yeah, Sekou is looking extremely shaky out there, Ryan. And tonight Dylan Moody is out. He is only day-to-day. He's gonna be fine. He should only miss a game, maybe 2 at the very worst. Hurt himself in practice yesterday, but he's not available to come out and distribute. The guy is very, very reliable with the ball and sound on defense. No really shooting game from him. But yeah, Sekou Harris, not what you want to see from this young man.
He's been mightily struggling the last few weeks, and it's really fell on the shoulders of Sidney Sanders Jr. in the starting lineup, and obviously Dylan Moody's gotten a lot more run as a result of Sekou's struggles, but we don't have Moody tonight. And Sanders Jr., who practically won the game for FDU against St. Francis PA in overtime a week ago, is going to have to play some major minutes because, as you can see, looks like Sekou came immediately out from Matthias Sound. So Sidney Sanders checks back in, Sound back in, and Garner hits his first free throw. And misses the second, rebounded ultimately by Bolding. The lead stays at 4.
Good job by Matthias Sound to not give up on that, just put his hand in there and knocked it away.
Should mention right now that FDU, 4 fouls already, 4 team fouls, LIU with 0. As Lonnie Robinson goes up hard off the glass and gets fouled. That'll be on the redshirt sophomore, Troy Joseph, his first. That could be attributed to the commentator jinx, I'm not sure.
Lonnie Robinson finally gets a team foul for LIU. And he's got to make these both, Ryan. We talked about how important it is since LIU gets to the line so much, FDU has to take advantage.
Lonnie hits his first. Mustafa Jones going to check in right now for Melquan Bolding, who really hasn't impressed upon this game whatsoever. And Lonnie hits both. He's got 5 points tonight. 13-11 your score, 13.5 minutes to go in the first half. Justin Brickman going to bring up the ball for the Blackbirds. Over to Brandon Thompson and back to Brickman. He's going to run around inside to Olasaware. A nice little dump pass off to Thompson. Doesn't get it to go. Olasaware with the rebound and off the glass and in. Can't let those offensive rebounds hound you all night long.
Yeah, everybody's just reaching for the ball. No one's boxing out and making a move.
And just kind of easily fell to Olasaware there and picks up yet another 2 points. He's got double digits. Mustafa Jones for 3. That's good. We talked about how he wasn't hitting them before in practice, but in-game could be a completely different story. He checks in and cuts the lead to 1.
So I'm starting at the top of the key. Run to the baseline, cut around to get himself open through the zone. If Mustafa can do that, it'll help out a lot.
Olasaware fakes the pass, goes up himself, and nearly gets to go in with the little baby hook. With nothing doing. Sidney Sanders, bounce pass deflected, and finds Silent. And with 22 seconds on the shot clock, they're going to bring it back out. Shoes calling out of play. This time Mustafa Jones comes in, hands it off to Keanu Rochford. He goes up easily. I don't think they want to get into foul trouble themselves. Doesn't got to look for the foul, and he went up easily on the right side. The Knights regain the lead.
Yeah, that's a good job by the big man to get a little, to get a nice roll going off that pick and roll. But only a 30-second timeout here, so we'll keep it. But Keanu Rochford has played well down low. He's gotten upset a couple times. I think he's felt they've missed passes.
Really, FDU's been playing solidly, except for a couple mental mistakes. Sekou Harris, the 2 turnovers. And then I think FDU really trying to force the ball down low a couple times, lost them the ball. That's really all that's really against the Knights tonight so far.
Right.
Otherwise, they've been playing pretty solidly. So far, they are matching the Blackbirds, who will now inbound.
I've been impressed so far with Jason Brickman. He's played pretty well. He's distributed the ball well and protected it, and he's been aggressive.
Very sure-handed. As they go up and in, Keanu Rochford didn't look for the block, but got the block on E.J. Reed. And the Knights will take this one after we come back from the media timeout. 11:43 to go in the half. FDU leads this one 16-15 here inside the Stratus Arena. Don't go anywhere. NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com. Back inside the Stratus Arena, Joe Narney, Ryan Ulick.
Hey, FDU Knight fans. FDU Athletics is now on Facebook and Twitter. Hook up with us today and stay on top of all the action concerning FDU Athletics.
You can also find us on all forms of social media. I think you can also find us in on Pinterest even, but definitely on Instagram at FDU Knights, same as Twitter.
Don't forget to follow Ryan Ulick and myself at J Nardi.
Nardi.
That's right.
Tia Silent, that's a 2, and he hits it. He's got a great touch and doesn't get a lot of run.
Give him room and he's dead. I mean, all they really teach in America, it seems like now, is three-point shooting or post play, and this guy learned how to be a mid-range jump shooter as a big man. He does it all.
He's got a beautiful mid-range jumper. Here comes, that was DJ Griggs, the freshman guard out of Lake Jackson, Texas.
DJ Griggs looks like he was going to try and throw it down.
Yeah.
Was about a foot beneath the rim and just gave it away. So not a smart play by him.
Hasn't been getting a lot of run for the Blackbirds, really much at all. He's averaging just under 2 points per game, but has the number 0.
Yeah, one of the few freshmen we'll see in this game.
Yeah. Melquan off to Silent, passes up the open 3, goes for the mid-range jumper instead, and doesn't get it to go. He had a wide open 3-point attempt, and Shoes looking at him in disbelief.
Yeah, he's going to take that shot. I mean, I know he likes that mid-ranger, but he ran into more defenders.
Melquan drew the double team. And there is Blackbirds really just covering for their own mistakes. And Sidney Sanders with the hard foul on CJ Garner, going to put him at the line. That's Sidney Sanders' first. But the Knights just had a steal, had a chance to extend the lead. And another bad pass. Blackbirds just playing smarter right now.
CJ Garner is not happy, as that was really a blatant foul by Sidney Sanders. Kind of sold it as he was falling down, but CJ Garner is very upset right now. Calms himself down enough to knock down the foul shot, but
yeah, his first good.
You know, the rule about a flagrant foul and intentional and is very, very dicey. But I think that, you know, Sidney's just making a basketball play. Yeah, it was a little rough, but that's a tough game sometimes.
Garner hits that, knocks down both. He split his 2 before, 74% shooter before the game today. Cuts the lead to 1, 18-17, 10.5 to go in the half.
Very important for FDU to play in front, as you don't want to have to try and crawl back so that your mistakes are amplified even more. If they can get out ahead and play their game, it should bode very well for the Knights.
And right now the Knights have 2 of their best shooters in Silent and Mustafa Jones on the floor. As Silent gets the ball handed off to him by Rochford, but blocked from behind. That was Booker Hucks. Booker Hucks, a senior out of Bayshore, New York. And Silent's going to come out. I think Shoes really wanted to talk to him after passing up that 3 opportunity. He really looked stunned that he didn't take it on his way back up the court.
I think we all were, and now it's Lonnie Robinson's time to get back in there and help out.
Olasaware on Lonnie Robinson and strips him. Just a soft touch on him, and from behind, Lonnie trying to strip him right now as Griggs goes up too soft, but because there was no white jerseys around to rebound that, up came, I believe CJ Garner put that back in.
He did, and it looked like DJ Griggs tried to stare through the referee on that one as he thought he was hit, as Lonnie Robinson kind of pushed him and bumped him the entire way down. But
Melquan bowling, that's a 2, and that's good. Nice pull-up Jay early in the shot clock to regain the lead very quickly.
And our spotlight player of the game, Melquan Bowling, hits there, and he can shoot in anybody's face.
That's Melquan's first points of the game as Olasaware pulls up the jumper, doesn't get it to go. And here comes Bowling, but from behind, almost stripped was Brandon Thompson, but he slips. And looks like a foul called on the Blackbirds. That'll be on Brandon Thompson.
Yeah, listen, Melquan Bold may not have scored, but he does have a couple rebounds so far, and he's helped out. And we know FDU needs all the help they can get there, as they've had dropped rebounds, and Melquan's been pretty good on that end, very responsible. And we'll see if he gets the offensive game going a little bit. And here comes Sekou Harris getting a second chance, and hopefully Sekou can take advantage this time.
Both freshman Harris is in. Xavier Harris going to go all the way with this one. Too soft of a touch. He was being worked on there. As the and one, that's a nice little circus shot by CJ Garner, falling away and behind the basket, just kind of hurled it up with his right hand, up and in. And he's got a chance to extend this lead to 2. With that made basket, they retook the lead.
You know, Ryan, one thing going on right now that I really don't like is that every time an FDU Knight player makes a mistake, you just keep looking back at Greg Petrone.
Right.
And it's not, and almost like the coach's kid used to always look at his dad after he made a mistake. You make a mistake, get your head down and run back down court. Don't look at Greg Petrone and shrug your shoulders.
Right.
And I might be on Greg a little bit also for every little time, yelling something, but let your guys play the game.
Melquan pull up Jay uncontested. That's going to no-go. It's going to no-go. Off the front of the rim there. So Boulding 1 of 3 now. And C.J. Garner, as Sekou Harris gets the contact on the top of his head. I mean, C.J. Garner had a free lane there. Obviously, he was going to make that.
Yeah.
Sekou Harris with the stupid foul on top of his head, and he's got another chance at a 3-point play.
You got to feel for Sekou right now as he's trying. It's just not coming together so far.
That's Sekou Harris's 3rd personal foul with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. And remember, Dylan Moody is out tonight. So after Sekou, there's nobody. There's no guard. You're just going to have to go big without Sekou when Sidney Sanders is off the floor.
Good job by Lonnie Robinson to get up and grab that. And
that might not be the worst thing to have Lonnie Robinson, Melquan, maybe Salonen also.
Melquan can definitely play the 1.
Xavier.
There's no question about that.
Mustafa Jones also, but we haven't seen Mustafa play the point much at all.
No, you don't really want Mustafa bringing the ball up. You want Mustafa, making his own room and trying to get open.
Lonnie Robinson from 3 with a hand in his face, and he cans it. Cuts the lead to 1, 24-23. So far, the Blackbirds have been hitting tons of shots, getting the line a bunch, and FDU just keeps on answering. Good resiliency. We've seen this team kind of quit mid-game sometimes and just look a little bit defeated and lost out there, but so far looking great when answering.
Right.
Xavier Harris with a block.
I haven't seen Melquan Bolden play this hard in his defensive end, maybe the entire season.
That's a good point also. Lonnie Robinson going to take an immediate 3 with a hand in his face, too strong. Sanders Jr. kind of had a word for him there, I guess we've seen with these Knights, when they hit a shot, they just quickly go right back into it. As Troy Joseph just knocked down a 3.
They're going to say the shot is good, I believe, and that the foul occurred afterward. Yes. It was an offensive foul, so after you would take the ball out anyway.
So you're absolutely right, Joe. And with 7.5 minutes, we're going to step aside. There's our 3rd immediate timeout. 27-23, Blackbirds lead. FDU has put the Blackbirds in the bonus, we should say, before we go. But don't go anywhere. NAC Front Row and FDUKnights.com.
Back here live at the Stratus Arena. Hey, FDU Knight fans, for up-to-the-minute information about Knights athletics, be sure to log on to www.fduknights.com, the official website of FDU Athletics with a whole new look and design. The site is all the news, scores, and highlights of your favorite FDU programs. Basketball to track and field, bowling and fencing. FDUKnights.com gives you the most accurate and up-to-date information, including features about coaches and players. Log on today.
FDU has put the Blackbirds in the bonus, 17 fouls. LIU only 3. Here's Jones with 20 seconds on the shot clock, being hounded by Garner.
Mustafa wants to shoot, and he's having a hard time.
Lonnie Robinson passes up a wide-open 3. Back inside to Rochford, up in the foul, and it's waved off if the basket wasn't even made anyway.
Yeah, the NBA, you get that continuation, but not here in the NEC. Definitely a lot more accurately called here, I believe, according to the rule book. But, Keanu down there making things happen. He's a tough guy to deal with, and eventually you start playing defense with your hands on him, and he's either going to run you over or get a foul called.
That is E.J. Reed's 2nd personal foul. Dangerous freshman and reigning NEC Rookie of the Week. And here comes Bowling. Being worked on by Joseph. Still early in the shot clock. He goes up too hard, gets his own rebound, and flies out of bounds. But FDU will maintain possession.
Wow, interesting call there, as they're going to keep that with FDU. I thought he got knocked away with Melquan Bolden trying to make something happen. And Ryan, one thing I do like that Sidney Sanders does is Sidney Sanders is always at the top of the key. It's kind of a double-edged sword as he's almost out of the play, but he's always the safety valve.
Mustafa Jones with a 3, 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Doesn't get it go, a little to the right.
He's missed them all right, Ryan. Even in practice today, they were coming out of the side of his hand, and he just can't seem to get that side spin out of his shot. It's something he'll have to shoot through and fight through, but Mustafa is a great shooter, and that's the reason he's on this team and he's out there. And if you get through his shooting woes, he becomes a tremendous weapon.
Here's Brickman 15 seconds on the shot clock. In. Very nice pass.
Great pass.
Great pass. In and trying to find out who that is because he's wearing an eligible player's jersey right now. I think it's Onyechi. We'll confirm that soon, but nice pass by Brickman, and the lead grows the largest for the Blackbirds tonight to 6. Rochford looking for the foul, and Brickman with an excellent move tips up to himself and then tips it to Garner, and Sidney Sanders called for the foul, looking for the strip there under the basket.
How fast is Sidney Sanders? Sidney Sanders looks like a cornerback out there sometimes, and I'll tell you what.
Not good because the two healthy guards for the Knights have a combined 5 fouls.
Yeah, Garner's been knocked around a little bit in this game too. He hasn't been happy about it, but FDU has made him pay every time he went to the line, and can't be giving them the N1s. If they want to shoot, that's fine. And with that makes them 4 for 7. So they haven't done tremendously well so far here, but still a lot of fight in these guys.
Misses a second, and he's missed a couple tonight. That's the third time he's gotten to the line, though. Rochford up and in with the left hand. Very nicely done, Keanu Rochford.
He's just too long.
Breaking the little slump that FDU had gotten themselves into. And the lead sits at 5 for Brooklyn. Garner to Brickman now at the top of the key. Inside to Onyechi. Finds Garner streaking too strong. Looks like a foul called on LIU Brooklyn.
A lot of fouls this game, a lot of chippy plays. You can kind of tell these teams don't like each other. Play very similar style. FDU swinging the ball a lot outside, trying to find that outside shot, but look for Keanu Rochford to get some more outside passes. And also Xavier Harris taking a bit of an extended rest as Tia Silent is in there, and he's contributed, and as I say it, there's a knockaway.
Always, every time, Jinx. Garner goes up, fakes out Silent when he's going to go up, but Garner too strong, and the Knights get lucky.
Listen, good recovery by Matthias Silent. He got in his face and made it very, very difficult. He didn't duck his head down and look at Greg Matrone. He ducked his head down and ran down court.
Silent with inbound to Sanders. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. LIU leading 30-25. FDU currently with 8 team fouls. And here comes Melquan Boulding. Melquan decides to pull up for the J, and that's good.
Wow.
That's a nice shot.
And what do you do about that? I mean, Melquan dribbles through his legs a couple times, protects the ball away from everybody, and then, bam, just cans it right in your face.
Runs around like a bit of a semi-screen as Silent with the strip on Brickman. Last touch by Silent, though. Nice play from the Dane.
Yeah, I think Silent thought that he was going to get a foul. I did, too, actually, once he reached his hand in there and swatted it down.
Brandon Thompson back in for the Blackbirds. And here's Brickman being worked on by 2. Olasaware, again, they're giving it to him at the top of the key. This time doesn't hit. Brickman, who's shooting close to 50% from 3, hasn't taken a single shot from outside the arc today. He only has 2 points.
Oh, Melquan just missed that steal.
Olasaware out, ends up in Thompson's hands, and he misses it. But offensive rebound, last off the foot of Sidney Sanders. And we're going to step aside for our final media timeout of the half. 30-27. The Knights hanging in there with LIU Brooklyn, the defending champions. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the final 3:54. The first half, NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com.
Let me get this straight. The big trout then screamed at you, and the horse you rode in on. Well, that was inappropriate behavior. Then the cowboy made a comment about you and a side of rice pilaf. Bring it in.
College athletics has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. Respect, it's the name of the game.
Thanks, boss.
Back here live at the Stratus Arena. The final 10 minutes in the first half is brought to you by Excel Orthopedic Rehabilitation. the official physical therapy provider to Fairleigh Dickinson Athletics. Excel has several offices in Bergen County, which are conveniently located in Hackensack, Cresco, Fort Lee, Oakland, Rutherford, and Waldwick. Excel Orthopedic Rehabilitation is the best choice for getting you back in the action.
Back here, LIU Brooklyn with a 3-point lead. Blackbirds looking to extend their lead. FDU really hanging in there. Olasaware, nice move, but another offensive rebound for the Blackbirds.
Yeah, Keenan's got to step up down there, Ryan. He's had a little bit of a hard time.
And yet another offensive rebound. Olasaware Mattia Silent going to get called for the push. City Sanders did a very valiant attempt at recovering that rebound, but 2 offensive rebounds in the same set when neither of them really shouldn't have occurred. So also we're going to go to the line.
I haven't really seen Keanu Rochford box anybody out so far, Ryan. He's been just from jumping for the ball, flailing for it. He's got to start gaining some body position.
Olasaware has gotten the line twice so far and is 2 of 4. Hits the first of the 1-and-1. With 9 team fouls, 1 more in the final 3.5 minutes will put them in the double bonus. And that was Silence first.
Man, this guy Olasaware sure is tough, Ryan. I mean, everything he does just seems to bode well for the Blackbirds. He's getting offensive rebounds. Having a little trouble from the line, but seeing the 3-pointers he's hit, in Xavier Harris's face is pretty impressive.
Keeping up that 50% shooting for the night, 3 of 6.
Only 7 for 12 so far, and after that, I believe it makes him 8 for 13. So, not the shooting night that the Blackbirds were hoping for.
Typically a 72% shooter is Olasaware this season. 5th in the nation in free throws attempted. And obviously first tops in the entire country in Division I in attempts. Keena Rochford called for yet another offensive charge. That one taken by Booker Hucks. And Keena Rochford picks up his second.
It's only 2. That's fine. You get 5. 2 per half is okay, but the 2 he's gotten have been both just shoulder fouls and maybe a little bit of embellishment. I think that was Olasaware who fell back, but still, can't put yourself in that kind of situation.
Olasaware with the ball outside of C.J. Garner. He's going to take the 3 uncontested. No good. But Olasaware with the rebound and fouled. He's going to go right back to the line. Missed the basket, though. But he is going to the line for the 4th time tonight. He will get 2. FDU is in the double bonus.
All right, I have not seen Greg Vitrone this animated and this angry this entire season. He's just looking for somebody to throw into this game here, literally.
And in comes Kyle Pearson. He's found a bounty in Kyle Pearson as obviously Xavier Harris, 3 fouls. Sekou Harris, 3 fouls. Rochford and City Sanders Jr. both with 2. And that spells trouble for FDU in the second half. But Olasaware having troubles at the free throw line, hits 1 of 2 and keeps that 50% shooting up.
FDU's got to find something here, Ryan. They haven't scored in quite some time. Even though they're only down by 5, it feels like a little bit more.
22 seconds on the shot clock. City Sanders walks inside the perimeter and knocks down a mid-range jumper.
Someone's got to step up. And Sidney isn't really known for his shooting, but he's worked on it and he's gotten better. And now it's something else that LIU has to contend with.
And Sanders' first attempted basket of the game. Garner fakes the 3, almost fakes himself out. And eventually bring it back out to Brickman. 2 minutes in the half. 15 on the shot clock. Brickman, who I don't think has seen the bench yet today. Mr. Surehands gives it right up to Olasaware and does not get the roll. And again, the Knights just can't agree on who's going to rebound the ball. City Sanders, Mattia Silent, and it goes out of bounds. Blackbirds will get a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, they jumped late, Ryan. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, that's just panicking. That's you not being in the situation of having a big game very often. And guys got to be patient. You have to let the game come to you.
Minute 50 on the game clock. And we'll get you the Park Ridge Marriott out-of-town scoreboard in just a second. Inside for Hux. Booker Hux. 2 more points for LIU Brooklyn, and they jump out to a 5-point lead. FDU still keeping this close despite all the mental mistakes and turnovers.
Yeah, FDU's been a second-half team too, Ryan. That's always been their best half so far. When they get a chance to go in the locker room, Patron's a great X's and O's guy, so he can fix a lot of things. FDU has to get into this locker room, though, only down by a possession, and that's not going to help.
Too long there on the 3-point attempt by Melquan. And 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the game clock. And LIU Brooklyn going to take their time here.
Yeah, LIU
Melquan almost stole the ball in mid-pass from Brickman.
You can tell LIU just oozing with experience right now.
They are. You can tell. Pearson with the steal, though. That's to Lonnie Robinson. 42 seconds on the shot clock. And Thompson right behind him. Melquan for 3. No good. But a foul. Melquan will go to the line to shoot 3.
Yeah, referee had his arm up for a 3-pointer. Foul was called, so I imagine he'll go to the line and shoot 3. And I don't know if there's a player, maybe even in the NEC, I'd rather have out there knocking him down.
Hits the first.
And Ryan, we said that they're going to have to match or be better than LIU, and they're definitely going to have to be better than LIU. They can't shoot the same percentage as them.
Hits the second. Cuts the lead to 3.
Such a quick release, too, on his foul shots. Gets it, dribbles it, and just throws it up there.
And makes all 3. Melquan Bolding coming in through the clutch.
Exactly what FDU needed, and Ryan still can get a chance for a stop here. But I don't think that LIU is going to run a play.
I would just hold for. There is a 2-second difference in game and shot clock, and Olasaware is just going to hang on to it with one hand here.
Yeah, I saw Coach Jack Perry put up 5 on his hand. He put up 5 fingers. I don't know if that meant start at 5 seconds or 5 on the shot clock, but
there's a Booker Hux 3, no good. Olasaware with the rebound and a foul from behind. Olasaware will go to the line yet again.
Wow, just a ton of trouble on the offensive rebounding. But
Lonnie Robinson will pick up this one for the Knights. His first personal, but still putting Olasaware at the line yet again. Makes the first. And hits the second. 2 of 2 from the line, Olasaware. He is 6 of 9, I believe. And there's the 3-point attempt. Mustafa Jones banks it in from half court. Brings the lead into between 1, 36-35 heading into the half. Mustafa Jones just what the Knights needed right at the buzzer.
Yeah, that was a great job by Mustafa. He lined it up, had the room, great follow-through, exaggerated it, and knocked it down, and finally some stuff going FDU's way. They've been the victims of a lot of bad luck, but also, Ryan, this offensive rebounding has to change. That's not an X's and O's thing. That's just an effort thing, and we'll see if FDU starts boxing out and plays a little bit better, but I'm excited to see what Greg Patron comes out with as far as stopping this potent Blackbirds attack. And Melquan Bolden starting to come out of his shell a little bit. Lonnie Robinson played well early, but offensively, he's got to get it going again here. But FDU is in great position to steal a game from the Blackbirds.
Absolutely. I mean, down 1, but they are still in massive foul trouble. Meanwhile, the Blackbirds are really not in no foul trouble whatsoever, and they're playing smarter and playing better at the current moment. And in the second half, we'll get you the Park Ridge Marriott out-of-town scoreboard as those games get further into their action. But for right now, for Joe Nardi and I, we're going to step aside for halftime. Join us in about 12 minutes, and we'll bring you back to second half action here at the Stratus Arena. FDU hosting defending champions LIU Brooklyn. Don't go to NEC Front Row, FDUKnights.com.
More 6'5", but still.
Rochford looking for Harris under the basket, but Garner is able to get the steal. He drives, pops, and fires it back outside. Lossaware with an uncontested three, and they're going to let him have it after he had just hit that one. And he controlling his rebounds under the basket, but that one was good. Rochford up and to his right, rolling and takes the lead, 7-6. Rochford. They play Robert Morris, which is also an important game. And Xavier Harris displays the offensive moves, fakes him right, goes left, up in for the Thompson, and back to Brickman. He's going to run around inside to Olasaware. A nice little dump pass off to Thompson, doesn't get it to go. Olasaware with the rebound and off the glass and in. Can't let those offensive rebounds up yet another 2 points. He's got double digits. Mustafa Jones for three, that's good. We talked about how he wasn't hitting them before in practice. Up yet another 2 points. He's got double digits. Mustafa Jones for three, that's good. We talked about how he wasn't hitting them before in practice. Shoes calling out of play. This time Mustafa Jones comes in, hands it off to Keanu Rochford. He goes up easily. I don't think they want to get into foul trouble.
Don't forget to follow Ryan Ulick and myself at J Nardi.
Nardi.
That's right.
T.S. Sound, that's a 2, and he hits it.
And now it's Lonnie Robinson's time to get back in there and help out.
Olasaware on Lonnie Robinson and strips him. Just a soft touch on him, and from behind, Lonnie trying to strip him right now as Griggs goes up too soft, but because there was no white jerseys around to rebound.
Threw the referee on that one. He thought he was hit as Lonnie Robinson kind of pushed him and bumped him the entire way down, but
Melquan Bowling, that's a 2, and that's good. Nice pull-up.
In his own room and trying to get open.
Lonnie Robinson from 3 with a hand in his face, and he cans it.
See, Silent is in there, and he's contributed, and as I say it, there's the knockaway.
Always, every time, Jinx. Gardner goes up, fakes out Silent when he's going to go up, but Gardner too strong. Half, LIU leading 30-25. FDU currently with 8 team fouls. And here comes Melquan Bowling. Melquan decides to pull up for the J, and that's good.
Wow.
That's a nice shot.
And what do you do about that? FDU's got to find something here, Ryan. They haven't scored in quite some time. Even though they're only down by 5, it feels like a little bit more.
22 seconds on the shot clock. City Sanders walks inside the perimeter and knocks down a mid-range jumper.
Someone's got to step up, and
2 from the line, Olasaware.
All right, back here live at the Stratus Arena. Napoli Pizza is the new official pizzeria of FDU Athletics, located at 450 Hackensack Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. Napoli Pizza is classic pizza and also offers a full menu of outstanding food at a reasonable price. Whether it's dining in or taking out, go to Napoli Pizza today.
After Mustafa Jones hit that half-court buzzer beater.
Incredible.
Always got to have some highlights here. But the score remained 36-35. LIU Brooklyn just leading by 1. 50 seconds to second half underway. I'm looking over some stats right now. I'm seeing what kind of jumps out at me.
And we're going to see the Mustafa Jones
replays.
You saw him catch the ball. He was shooting it from Jump Street just over the half-court line. Great follow-through off the backboard. I don't think you have to call glass when you're shooting from half court. I think then it's acceptable. So, good job of Mustafa to keep his team in the game.
Looking over some stats. I mean, FDU really spread it around points-wise. No one had over 8. And only Sekou Harris, who came in to play some minutes, had 0. Good all-around game, I think, for everybody. But the turnovers are there. Yet again, more turnovers than assists, 9-7. And looking at LIU Brooklyn, 8 steals. Just playing smarter, just tougher. And I think FDU is just playing a little bit too predictable.
I think FDU is not, I'm not going to say they're going to hand the ball away because LIU has played extremely hard this game, but FDU has had some errant passes, and basically every mistake FDU has made, I think LIU has taken advantage of, and that's why they're defending champions.
And we're underway. Brickman with the ball. I should point out Olasaware nearly had a double-double at halftime, 16-9. Just having a game so far. 6 of 10 from the free throw line. As up and under is good. Kenny Onyechi gets in the basket. Of course, we confirmed at halftime he is wearing that. I guess he doesn't have his jersey. Typically 32. He's wearing 23. Rochford going to pass it back out to Sanders Jr. inside to Lonnie. Right to Xavier Harris, who gets bumped. And
good.
Yeah.
Good job by Harris. Good aggressive move. Didn't put his shoulder down, kind of put his back into him. And, you get one of the better players on their team to grab a foul. And I believe that Javon Olasaware is first. And, his differential of getting fouled to fouling is just out of control.
And Sanders Jr. working with 2 fouls. Give it over to Lonnie Robinson. Deerfield Beach, Florida. Nice pass inbounds to Keenan Rochford. No one in his face, and he goes up with a left-handed end. Cuts the lead to 1, 38-37.
Looks like Greg Matrone kind of took a breath at halftime. Oh, what a tough call.
Unfortunate for the Knights. And substitution, Troy Joseph's going to come in for Brandon Thompson. Silent going to check back in for Xavier Harris. I think it's a good move taking Xavier out. 3 fouls already.
It looks like 4 fouls. And
oh, he got called for the foul. I missed that.
Silent's only got 1, and Silent is much more helpful offensively, and he's been trying defensively. He's been giving his effort, and that's really all you can ask. Had 1 bad errant pass, but other than that, he's played okay.
Xavier Harris started this game so promisingly, and then just kind of resorted back to old habits, bobbling the ball, missing an easy pass as the Knights will regain possession. Last touch by a Blackbird.
Great hustle by Sidney Sanders, just jumped that route, and he looks like a football player out there sometimes, Ryan. I swear, he's jumping in front of passes. He's running guys down, hawking guys. It's impressive to watch.
So we're expecting to see a lot of Silent right now because Xavier Harris is going to spend most of the second half on the bench. 4 fouls. 1 more, he's fouled out. Gutsy call by Shoes Vitrone, allowing him to come out and start the half, but picking up that foul in the first minute, not good. Tia Sound up and under the basket. Great pass from Melquan Bolding to allow that to happen, and the Knights regain the lead, 39-38.
Yeah, Mel found him in a great unselfish play by a good player, and Silent was able to go the reverse way, and very, very nifty.
And here's Brickman. Olasaware played 19 minutes out of a possible 20. Brickman did sit, though. I didn't really see him sit. As Garner goes up with a fadeaway and a foul called under the basket.
That's going to go against Kenny Onyechi, and he basically just pushed Lonnie Robinson out of the way, and Lonnie put his arms up, but the ref had already blown the whistle before Lonnie could even complain. So, a very good call there, and FDU is just trying to weather the storm, and they've taken the lead, and Ryan, they can add on to it here.
And Brooklyn with 2 team fouls so far to start. And here comes Lonnie Robinson in the half court. 17:20 to go in the game. Lonnie with the dribble drive, slips, but regains, passes it back to Silent. Silent over to Sanders Jr. And they're going to reset. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Nice pass to Silent, wide open in the corner for 3. Hits it! Extends the lead to 4. Knights jump out to their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, and Silent just kind of had the same look on his face the entire time. He's so locked in, hustles down court. And that's something that Xavier Harris just simply can't do. So a good little 1-2 punch has turned into for Greg Matrone at the 4 position. And travel.
And a travel called on the Blackbirds. And
FDU's buzzing, and a very, very good timeout by Jack Perry.
Yeah, Jack Perry, a very good up-and-coming young coach. His first year here, has been assistant head coach for the last 3 during their NEC championship run. And a year down in Division III ranks. And in his 1 year with Rhode Island College, won the Little East Conference Player of the Year. So this is a 30-second timeout. 42-38, the Knights lead. Doing an excellent job coming out of halftime. We've seen them come out of halftime fired up, but
yeah, they look ready.
Not this fired up.
I can see Greg Matrone being a very, very good motivational speaker in his own way. But yeah, FDU's come out, and I think they've made some adjustments, and they're buzzing right now. And like I said, Jack Perry had to call timeout there, but FDU is going to try and look to add to this, as we've seen travels and bad fouls from LIU. And LIU's kind of looked frustrated all night, Ryan. I don't think they've been very, very happy with the officiating, even though that they have gotten so many more fouls than FDU has. But little chippy calls here and there, and it looks like LIU is pretty easily thrown out of their game. They're such a good team, they don't often get thrown out of their game, so they're not really used to it. But if FDU can keep this pressure on, it should be fun to watch.
I mean, LIU, we rarely saw them make a mistake in the first half. They have 8 steals in the first half. They looked tremendous, just picking off passes, taking good charging fouls. And it looks very well-rounded out of the halftime. It just seems like they've kind of lost it a little bit, lost their way. But obviously still plenty of time in the game, 16:45, and we were back underway with Sanders Jr. And a push called on Brandon Thompson, I think. That'll be their 3rd team foul.
The LIU foul was on JB. His 3rd personal foul, 3rd team foul on the Blackbirds.
And a foul called.
So, yeah, there you go. You see Olasaware getting, and it's either throwing him out of his game.
Jamal Olasaware picks up his 2nd. Went 19 minutes in the first half, 16-9, only 1 foul.
Another foul, Ryan. They are all over them. 16, 18 to go, and they have 5 fouls already. And FDU is pretty much been lights out from the foul line.
Wow. That's amazing, actually. The 3 fouls came in the last 45 seconds alone. And here's Sanders Jr. with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Melquan with a bump. And the nice tip in by Rochford came out of nowhere with the left hand. Pushed it off the glass and in.
Kano quick like a cat. FDU slow to get down court, but just a throwaway by LIU.
Brandon Thompson takes the immediate 3-pointer left open, but he misses. Melquan with a beautiful pass on the baseline into Rochford. Rochford in with the lay-in. Knights playing like this, jump out to the biggest lead of the game, 8 points. They playing like this, Joe. They can't be stopped.
Wow, Melquan Bolden, such a heads-up player. Just a step ahead of everybody else like a chess player. And Keenan Rochford is one of the best around-the-basket finishers in the NEC.
Brandon Thompson, basket wiped off. Foul will be on T. Sound. He'll pick up a 2nd. And Brandon Thompson will go, well, won't go to the line. It will be an inbound pass when we come back. Our first media timeout of the second half. The Knights on fire to start the second half. 46-38. You're not going to want to miss the rest of this on NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com. Back inside the Stratus Arena, and the FDU Knights have jumped out to the largest lead of the game for them. 8 points, 46-38. They have just been on a tear, mixed with some serious LIU mistakes and turnovers and some very quick fouls. 5 team fouls for the Blackbirds already in the second half. And we're not nearly 5 minutes into this second half. So the inbound pass will go Blackbird's way. Brickman with the ball. He shoots the lights out from 3, 50%. But has not taken a 3-point attempt thus far. And here's Brickman with the crossover on Sanders. Inside, up and in, and the unlucky bounce. Got a very good look outside of Rochford. Rochford kind of went up a little bit soft, not looking for the foul, I think. But Booker Hawk's no good, and what a great pass to find Melquan Bowling streaking into the lane. The passing has been unbelievable in the last few minutes for the Knights.
I wonder if Melquan Bowling and Keenan Rochford might be twins and just kind of know what each other's thinking.
Brickman for three, his first attempt, no good, and rebounded eventually by Lonnie Robinson.
And that was a great job of Matthias Silent. Again, body position on his man. He just pushed that ball away to a teammate. He's played awesome in his minutes.
Handed off is Silent, but he went up with his weaker hand and didn't get really a good shot down.
Yeah, I thought there was an extra pass in that play somewhere where Matthias had two guys cut with him, and tough foul called on Melquan.
Melquan Bowling picks up his first personal. You never see Melquan Bowling in foul trouble.
No, and that's, and he still plays tough defense too. So, just a testament to how well he's done this season.
Up and in is Kenny Onyekye.
And now we've kind of seen LIU slow this game down a little bit, Ryan. They don't want
back to their game.
Yeah, they don't want to really run with FDU and get them buzzing. They just want FDU to, play their game and force them into their half-court offense. But LIU is an experienced team, and there's no way they're done yet.
Sanders Jr. into Rochford, great pass, finding Silent, and the nice roll up and straight back down.
Hey,
the lead remains 10.
When it's going for you, it's going for you. Don't apologize. Just keep on shooting.
Nobody's going to be apologizing here for sure. Brickman blocked from Sidney Sanders with a block, chipping in defensively.
Sidney Sanders swatting the guy he's covering. What else can you ask for? And, you look at Sidney Sanders and you think here's a guy who maybe takes him outside shots and, runs the floor a little bit. But he's a great interior player. He's a guy who we've seen him in practice slam the ball on the ground and jump up and 360 dunk with it. So the guy's got some hops.
C.J. Garner wide open for three. Alasaware passed up the top of the key three. Probably gave it over to C.J. Garner, shooting better from outside anyway. And nice play from the senior.
If you're open outside, I'd rather have C.J. Garner take the shot than Alasaware and have Alasaware just battle down low.
And Sanders Jr. will slow it down. The lead cut to 7 with that made three. 50-43. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Picked by Silent. He finds the ball and picked off. C.J. Garner just tipped it, and he is fast. Almost doesn't get the roll to go, but he does. 5 straight points for the senior guard.
Yeah, now Matthias kind of...
Timeout shoes.
Matthias kind of given and Matthias taken away at this point, but I don't know what he was looking at there as he just popped up to shoot, but FDU still in command of this game. They have the ball coming out, and we'll see what kind of play Greg Patron draws up. If anything, I'm drawing this to Melquan Boulding, seeing what he can make out of it, as him and Keenan Rochford have been awesome so far in the second half together.
Yeah, Melquan has had some very nice passes, finding Rochford. Keenan's got 12 points, but the lack of rebounds is right there. He's got 3 rebounds. It's pretty abysmal compared to what he is averaging. He's averaging a double-digit rebounds this season. But nonetheless, rebound numbers, FDU finally leading their opponent in rebounds since St. Francis when they grabbed 39.
And you wouldn't think of it either so far, Ryan,
yeah,
especially, I guess, because the offensive rebounding has been such...
Well, I mean, if you look at it, the Blackbirds have 11 offensive rebounds to their 8 defensive. That's still a major problem area for FDU. You cut those down in half, and you're out to a better lead. You got a lot more time on the ball.
Oh, it's a different game.
It's a completely different game. But 16 seconds on the shot clock. Harris, wide open is Lonnie Robinson, and he'll give it to Rochford for the mid-range J. Way too strong, way off.
Yeah, not the
Bowling
time for that.
Too.
Not the time for that right now. Is Keenan was trying to make things happen, and then a soft foul there. It's still almost halfway through this second half, and we still have not seen Mustafa Jones, and I think that Matthias Silent is shooting for his spot. He's a guy who plays tough defense and can rebound a little more than Mustafa Jones. Mustafa is obviously a little bit better of a shooter.
Alasaware misses that, had a very good look. No Knights went up, foul trouble and all. Xavier Harris, by the way, 4 fouls, and he's on the floor. So obviously probably not a factor in the drive game as Rochford takes a seat. Bowling takes a 3. Off the front of the rim and no good.
I thought that was good. I thought it was good. Anytime Melquan can kind of get that pop in his shot when he has time, usually it's good, but it's not enough there.
Alasaware setting picks left and right, and Sanders Jr. going to be called for the foul, and that'll bring us into our second media timeout. 50-45, the Knights still hold on to that 5-point lead after jumping out to a 10-point lead. And right now, although they're in foul trouble and they've evened up 5 team fouls apiece, it's up to the Knights if they can hold on to this lead at home. Don't go anywhere. NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com.
The NCAA and DonorsChoose.org are working together to put academic and athletic supplies back into our schools. And you can join the NCAA in supporting the needs of teachers' projects. From athletics to academics, find out how you can help future student athletes at ncaa.org/fundthefuture.
The Pooching Still is a proud member to the Knights Corporate Partnership family. In the tradition of a classic Irish pub, the Pooching Still offers great dining and entertainment nightly. Before or after the game, the Pooching Still is still the place to meet for a bite or a pint. Stop by today. The Pooching Still is located just around the corner at 774 Main Street in Hackensack.
Back on the way, Stratus Arena. Brickman fakes the three, passes outside. That one just missed by Troy Joseph. He hit one in the first half, pretty big one at that, and this one would have cut the lead to 2. Mustafa Jones checks back in the game for Xavier Harris. Rochford also. Silent, corner three, wide open, shorts it, and Rochford can't get a handle on that rebound.
Frustrating for FDU.
Missed by the Blackbirds and a swat by Ossaware. That's a man's block.
Yeah, Lonnie Robinson just kind of put his head down and walked away. But good pressure from FDU, as I like watching Mustafa Jones give the ball up too. Very unselfish play from him.
So 11 minutes to go in the game. The lead remains 5. Sanders Jr. drives, fakes out, and a swat off the glass by Olasaware, coming out of almost nowhere, smacking it against the glass.
He fell pretty hard, was kind of slow to get up, but
Troy Joseph fakes the three and runs inside, and a little bump by Sounds is called. He'll pick up his third personal.
You know, Ryan, looking at some of these stats, the points per game and stuff, I didn't think that LIU ran a very deep bench, but they've gotten all these guys out here so far, and it's been all hands on deck so far.
They have. And FDU dealing with some serious foul trouble right now with 4 players over 3 fouls. Xavier Harris has the 4th foul in there. But yet Silent and Sidney Sanders remain on the floor. Sound called for another foul, went up for the block and was late, even though the basket was missed. Matthias Silent just picked up a flurry of fouls, about 3 of them in about 2 minutes, and now he has 4.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. And now Xavier Harris will check back in, and I guess they want Silent for late in case someone needs to make a shot. And now look for LIU to really attack the paint.
E.J. Reed, who we haven't seen much of since he picked up the 2 fouls in the first half, he is the reigning and 3-time in a row NEC Rookie of the Week at the line and just missed his first. Cans the second, though. That's his first points of the game. Sidney Sanders Jr. and Lonnie Robinson was setting picks left and right, but told to back off. And he will get the ball. 10:15 to go. Passes off to Mustafa Jones, fakes the 3. Inside to Rochford. And a nice pass. Last touch by a Blackbird. Last touch by, that's Troy Joseph. Rochford, another really nice look there, but Xavier Harris couldn't really get a good handle on it. And Sidney Sanders, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to Rochford. To Mustafa Jones, going to have to shoot this. A floater in the lane, no good. With 2 on the shot clock, he let up a floater from about 15 feet. And that's an errant pass from Brickman, looking way long downtown, and just overthrew his receivers there.
FDU almost getting beat down court again, but a tough shot from Mustafa Jones, and Now it's Melquan Bolden time again, and that's who this offense needs to be running through. So this isn't exactly what FDU wanted now. It looks like, I'm not sure if Melquan's going to play the 4. He's already down low. Or if Lonnie Robinson will. I imagine Lonnie Robinson will.
I don't know. Bolding is a tenacious defender when he wants to be. And Lonnie, as we know, can really guard any size opponent, barring some severe height disadvantage, but even then. And now we are under 10 minutes here. Sanders Jr. had an open look, drives in, and tries a little bit too much there, and picked off by Mustafa Jones. Bolding, dribble drive, out to Lonnie Robinson, wide open from 3. That's good! First made field goal for the Knights in quite some time.
That is money from Lonnie Robinson. What a huge turnover. You have to make LIU pay for every little mistake they make. That was a huge mistake. Lonnie made him pay, and they have to keep going. And now an offensive foul.
The Blackbirds falling into their old habits there from the beginning of the first half. And surprisingly, that is... Lonnie Robinson really hasn't been shooting much at all. Hasn't really impressed himself on the game, but he's shooting the lights out. 3 of 4 from 3. He's only been shooting 3s tonight, but he does have himself 11 points. A very quiet 11 points.
And now for the Park Ridge Marriott out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Robert Morris, 49-40 over Sacred Heart. 9:30 to go in that game. Bryant up big against St. Mary's, 51-39. 11 minutes to go there. Central Connecticut is up by 4 against Wagner, 41-37. 15 minutes to go in that game, so plenty of time. And St. Francis and Quinnipiac all tied up with 10 minutes to go.
That Wagner upset would be huge had it goes down against Central Connecticut State, who is one of the preseason bottom feeders in the NEC, and Wagner currently sitting close to the top of the NEC. But a turnover from the Knights, and this is C.J. Garner out to the corner for Troy Joseph, and they're going to settle down. Garner drives with his left hand, pops back out. Troy Joseph wide open from 3, way long. And
that was an air ball, and Lonnie Rave just saved LIU.
I don't know. I think that was going to go off at Knight, but Lonnie Robinson saves it, but passes it right into a Blackbird, and a foul called under the basket.
Tough call when 3 guys collapse on him, and
it'll be Keanu Rochford's 3rd personal, and that puts them, well, they were already in the bonus. So Jamal Alasaware, who's already shot 10 free throw attempts, will get to shoot at least 1 more.
You know, FDU had a huge advantage being up basically 5 fouls to none. Only 5 minutes into the second half, and now that has completely changed, as even though LIU's not played very well, they have not gotten into foul trouble, and Mr. Foul Shots himself to the line.
Makes the first. 7-11 from the line, and make that 8 of 12, shooting 75% tonight. Started off 3 of 6, and has really come around. And a nice block shot there by Nietzsche, and Jamal Ossaware, and the foul. Sidney Sanders Jr. looking for the foul call.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Greg Matrone didn't like it, but, you know, when guys who are just bigger going after you, I guess you bounce off them, and sometimes you get that call, but unfortunately for FDU, Sidney Sanders just barreled over.
Alasaware with his 13th free throw attempt of the game. Almost bounced out, but he gets it to go. He's got himself a 20-point game tonight and a double-double to beat.
Things have kind of quieted down here, Ryan. There was a lot of buzz in the building before, but now everybody kind of holding their breaths for this last 7:45 and wondering what's going to happen with FDU.
And it's Avery Harris with 4 fouls. Out to Seiko Harris. Check back in.
That's a
Sekou
walk.
called for the walk.
Yeah, Sekou dragged his foot.
He comes in and he makes a turnover almost immediately. In the beginning of the season, he had so much promise. You thought there was a buzz about him. He had that amazing South Padre Invitational. And I don't know what's happened, but this brings us to our third media timeout. Sekou Harris, he's got to play some solid minutes on the stretch tonight.
Right.
He's being forced to. And Shoes is being forced his hand, but 7:36 to go in the game. The Knights, the lead has been cut to 2 with the Knights lead 53-54, 51 on FDUKnights.com and NEC Front Row. Don't go anywhere.
This live telecast is brought to you live by NEC Front Row at NECFrontRow.com. Follow the NEC through social media such as Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram today, and get up-to-date live footage of all the NEC games going on now.
Nice strip there by Bowling, but it's going to go off last touch by him. But a nice attempt. Jamal Olasaware is 21-11 with 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals in 30 minutes of action.
One of the toughest players FDU has had to contend with all season.
Absolutely. Matthias Allen back in with his 4 fouls. This is Olasaware. And I'll give it over to Brickman. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Brickman. Brickman drives around Mustafa Jones. Over the shoulder pass to Thompson. Too long. But Xavier Harris tips that. And what was a shot clock violation has now resulted in a jump ball. So it's going to go back the Knights' way, I believe.
Good hustle by Mustafa Jones there. And again, FDU getting those rebounds has just been a circus the entire time. As we'll get some sweat cleaned up, and now looks like LIU is going to try a mini press, and here comes Mustafa Jones playing the 1. Obviously, he's played it before in high school and in an emergency spot, so he's more than capable.
Goes up and gets swatted. Took his time there. Melquan Bowling for 3, just missed it. Salon almost came up with a good rebound, as Olasaware is going to come up limping.
I like that shot, though. I like that shot from Melquan. He's open. He needs to take it.
Ball going to fall all the way back to Olasaware, and he falls. Oh, he saves it. And again, the series of tips as Brickman unleashes a 3, wide open. That's perfect. Brickman chooses the perfect time to unleash his second 3-point
And I'm not sure what Matthias Allen's thinking, just bouncing the ball to him. If you're not going to catch it, leave it alone, or at least wait for it.
Couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the FDU has been plagued by these tip rebound attempts, and it's just very confusing. But a timeout by Shoes Vitrone, and he's yelling at Matthias Allen right there to pretty much what you just told me.
It's just it's panicking. That's the problem. Is that on one side you have seniors that have pretty much ran roughshod through this entire conference the last 2 years, and on the other side you have seniors who are getting their real first taste of sustained success. And they've played pretty well in the NEC. They have a chance to have a winning record. They get the best team in the conference, or what was thought to be the last few years, in their building. They come limping in, and you've got to take care of business. And now FDU, they're a little uncomfortable in that position, I guess. But if they can take advantage a little bit more, it would be a huge win for the program.
FDU's been really struggling at home. I mean, their out-of-conference schedule was almost no home games, and they did a fine job in their out-of-conference schedule. And then so far, in conference play, just 1 win at home. So FDU's lead of 10, what once was, has been wiped away, and Brooklyn now leads by 1. And FDU, what once was 5 team fouls to 1, LIU had 5 at one point this half. They now have 6, and FDU has gotten 8 more. 1 more and puts Brooklyn into the double bonus. Just all sorts of trouble for the Knights, and this is going to take a lot of good coaching from Matrone, good man management. And
the Knights have to start attacking.
These players cannot keep making mistakes.
No more jumping away from the basket. No more, flying away. Just go right at them.
Inside to Rochford, being worked on. And Olasaware was waiting for that. Literally
another
right
block from
him.
behind and another no call.
Literally stood right behind him waiting for him to go up, and as soon as he went up, swiped it. And, I mean, did you see a foul?
I'm not sure if I did, but, you know, there have been a lot called today, so.
Attempt no good. Melquan finally with bringing down a rebound like so few other Knights have been bringing him down aggressively. Harris dribbles, pops, out to Lonnie Robinson for 3. That's good! Lonnie Robinson brings the Knights back into the lead by 2, 5:10 to go. Here comes Brickman. And I can't underestimate that 3 he just hit before to take the lead. I mean, the kid is so sure-handed and so calm, and there it is again, another 3. This one off. I was just...
Great job by Xavier Harris.
There's a commentator jinx out there, I know. Because as soon as I'm talking about how sure-handed and smart he's been playing, he just unleashes a 3 quickly into the shot clock.
Yeah, that last 3 he made off of a broken play. It always seems like those broken play points always kind of hurt a little bit more. It's more of a coin flip, and when you end up on the wrong side, it's tough.
Xavier Harris backing down his defender. Hops, but can't go anywhere, and out back to Lonnie Robinson. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to have to put it up. Hand in his face, doesn't get it to go almost. And here comes Jamal Olaware. Brickman around Olaware to Troy Joseph, and he goes in against a lot of bodies. Olaware with the very good awareness sees the missed opportunity. The ball comes back down, and all the Knights are just kind of standing there looking, and he comes in, grabs it, puts it right back in, and we have a tie game, 56 all.
FDU has to answer. FDU has to keep LIU to answer everything they do instead of going the opposite way.
Sanders Jr. all the way out to Lonnie Robinson. Apparently stepped out of bounds. And Shoes Patron furious at his players right now, just trying to get them set. They just don't go in the right positions, he claims. That will bring us to our final media timeout. A very good 3.5 minutes coming up. 56-56. The LI Brooklyn, 2-time defending NEC champions here at the Stratus Arena, don't want to go anywhere. NEC Front Row and FDUKnights.com for the conclusion.
And the final 10 minutes of the game is brought to you by Janney, the trusted advisor for generations. Ryan, we're going to have an exciting finish here
we are
at
going to
the Stratus
have
Arena.
A very good finish here inside the Stratus Arena. We've been talking about the foul trouble all game long, but no one has fouled out yet for the Knights. Keeping it reasonably under control. And everyone just kind of on the brink. Everyone's with 3 or 4 fouls. And what a steal by Melquan Bowling. Has the house to himself and the two-handed jam to take the lead. He shrugs his shoulders like, I guess I got to do it all by myself, huh?
Well, I guess that was the Mike Jordan shrug. But
the Melquan shrug.
Good job coming through and finishing it off. You know, could have gone for a crazy acrobatic dunk, which you can, but two-hand jams, sure as can be. And after you up by 2, now you got to play some defense.
58-56. One more foul puts the Blackbirds into the double bonus. Brickman fakes a 3.
That's
to
a
Troy
walk.
Joseph, and that's
a
walk.
Not even close.
He knew it right away, too.
He shook his shoulders, took 2 steps, and then decided to bounce the ball.
Oh, that was crucial for the Blackbirds. And crucial for the Knights. Xavier Harris is going to take a seat. He has those 4 fouls, but they're going to need him in a couple minutes. So Mustafa Jones comes back on the floor. This is our usual starting lineup here. Bolding, Robinson, Sanders, Jones, Rochford. And there's a tip pass, immediate turnover for the Knights. 2.5 minutes, the Blackbirds have another chance. They're gifted this opportunity. Cole Garner makes the most of it, pulls up in the middle, right early in the shot clock, and drains a mid-range jumper.
That's being smart, knowing your defender has 4 fouls. Sidney Sanders with 4 fouls. And
Shoes is going to take a timeout.
Good job by Garner just jumping at him, and we'll see FDU trying to answer it. And you can't see Sidney Sanders trying to force things.
58 apiece, 2:14 to go. The Knights will have possession of the ball when we come back out of this timeout.
Next up for the men's basketball team, a 3-game road swing at St. Francis, at Monmouth, at Quinnipiac, and then not back at the Stratus Arena until January 31st against Bryant.
That's going to be on MSG, apparently.
That's going to be a fun game. Yeah, we're probably going to have the audio feed, so if you prefer us to the MSG guys, we appreciate that.
You watch on MSG, you mute it, and you listen to us, Joe and I. We will Bryant, who currently top the NEC. Bryant, the lone undefeated NEC team right now, 4-0. And there's Brickman with the tip. Tie game, and Brickman with a tip, and
ball went underneath the basket and through.
Wow.
Doesn't
count. 3-on-1. And bowling up and gets the roll. Circles around the rim, almost tipped out, but the Knights come out to a 60-58 lead.
Folks, we know what you saw. The ball went through the basket and came back under.
And that doesn't
count. That is illegal. I thought,
wow. Jamal Olasaware given all the time in the world at the top of the key yet again, and he just pops it. The Knights jump out. Lonnie Robinson, it's Mike Melquan bowling for 3. Melquan bowling is putting the team on his back, and he does not want to lose this game. 63-61.
Olasaware, after he hit that 3 where it went off the front of the rim, the backboard, back of the rim went in, gave Melquan kind of a smile, and Melquan kind of lifted an eyebrow and shook his head at him. Came back down and hit one, and then looked at Olasaware. So,
I mean, what a series right there. That freak ball through the hoop play. I mean, you're watching, you can see that. Gardner looked as surprised as we are. And then Jamal Olasaware, if you haven't learned your lesson all game long, he's been stepping up to the perimeter no matter what time is left on the shot clock. And if you're giving him space, the dude's confident. He's going to knock down a shot right there. One of the biggest things of the game.
It was. And I mean,
Melquan no bigger than that, though.
Melquan was Johnny on the spot there, but Olasaware, Ryan, I didn't get to go and see C.J. McCollum play, but I think that so far this year, this is the best player that FDU's played against, at least the one that's had the most impact on a single game.
.106 in the game clock, 15 on the shot clock. Olasaware misses it, and Rochford gets a hand on it, and Melquan comes down with it. 2-point lead for the Knights, and it's up to them. LIU doesn't look like they're going to foul. They're going to look to play good defense as they have all game.
I think Melquan Bolden has 7 rebounds so far, and all 7 of them have been just clutch.
Yeah. The last 3 or so have been huge.
And now FDU controls their destiny here. They can take time off the clock with another score and force LIU to foul. They can't make it about foul shots. FDU has no problem doing that.
Melquan's going to take a 3 with 5 seconds on the shot clock, and he hits! Bowling away into the crowd. Melquan bowling extends the lead to 5, a 2-possession game. The Blackbirds going to have to hit a 3 or hit some points real quick.
How did they not call a foul on Olasaware?
I don't know.
He knocked
C.J. Gardner for 3. He hits! And an immediate timeout from Jack Perry. C.J. Gardner hits an answering 3 to bring the lead back to 2. But Melquan Boulding, my God, we picked the right guy to highlight before the game.
Melquan Boulding is just money. I mean, what an awesome shot. He wants the ball now. I still can't go to the fact that Jamal Olasaware wasn't called for a foul there, even though he knocked him into the front row seats. But, you know, still, Melquan Boulding hits it. His concentration never wavering, not looking for a foul, looking for the points. And you have to imagine they want the ball in his hands, or depends who comes out, but I think LIU is going to have to foul pretty quickly and hope that FDU splits one of their free throws.
They play defense with about 50 seconds on the shot clock. They can afford that now with the shot clock off. They're obviously going to have to foul. And
Ryan, who do you want to have the ball here? To be honest, I might want Mustafa Jones to have it, their best shooter.
For the free throws,
or obviously Melquan Boulding. But
I want Melquan.
It won't be Lonnie Robinson, as he is going to be the one to inbound. And we'll see who gets this.
He's on the shot clock. He's going to go up, and it's fouled as he drives to the rim.
And he was this close to putting this game away.
Yeah. Melquan, who's a perfect 3 for 3 tonight at the line. The Knights have only gotten to the line 3 times. Oh, twice. Melquan had that 3 for 3 play after the foul behind the perimeter. Lonnie Robinson 2 of 2. his chance. But Melquan to ice this game. 16 seconds left. They're now in the bonus. But because he was in the act of shooting, it will be 2 automatically. And he misses the first. I was going to say before when you were asking me, I was saying I like Lonnie Robinson and Mustafa Jones. They're more sure-handed because Melquan, he makes the great plays outside of the free throw line. But I've seen in recent games down the stretch him missing some pretty crucial free throws.
Got to hit this one.
And he doesn't. And Xavier Harris with the rebound and the tip-in. Huge play from Xavier Harris.
The biggest play of Xavier Harris' young career so far.
Olasaware up, no foul, and the putback dunk by Kenny Onyechi will bring it back to 2, 68-66, 5.9 on the game clock, but Xavier Harris, I agree with you. Biggest play was E.J. Reed.
It was E.J. Reed with that putback dunk over 2 guys and basically through their hands.
And E.J. Reed, he's a freshman and he's got loads of potential for these Blackbirds, but right now, it's not about the young freshman, it's about fouling and praying because...
And don't forget too, folks, FDU is not in the double bonus. When they get fouled, if they miss the first one, that's it. No chance to make this a 3-point game. The first foul shot must be hit by whoever takes it. And Ryan, FDU is moments away from their best win as a program in a couple years, and erasing all the ghosts and memories from last year as this team has a whole new attitude, a whole new focus, and whole new goals. And they are just 5.9 seconds away from reaching one of those goals and taking a big step towards their future endeavors.
Over 500 in conference play. This win would bring them to 3-2 and knock the two-time defending champions and preseason favorites down to 1-4 to start off conference play.
And LIU, if they lose this game, not saying it's over by any means yet, folks, but if LIU does lose this game, they could be in trouble of not making the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this team's got loads of talent, and they can climb out of the hole they've dug themselves into, but without Julian Boyd, it seems like a tall task. Melquan is going to get the ball, and they're going to put him right back at the line. Even though he missed 2, the confidence is there.
And that only took off 0.2 seconds off the clock. And Melquan Boulding is 2 foul shots away from winning it. But if he misses the first one, FDU's only up by 2, and some of the best 3-point shooters
in the conference.
In all the conference.
E.J. Reed can shoot it, 6'6", freshman forward. Brickman, 50%.
And C.J. Garner's
C.J. Garner as well, and Olasaware, obviously, we know. Actually, all 5 of these Blackbirds can shoot the lights out. Melquan Boulding hits the first. He hits the next one, and FDU has walked away with a tremendous victory here at home. Misses it. Last touch by Rochford. Melquan Boulding splits his free throws, 1 of 4.
They take off a full second, though, for that little battle between Keanu and Rochford. And now they will have 1 play to hit a 3. And it's important here, 1, to remember not to foul, because that'll put you in the double bonus in case something. Not only does it obviously get into the line 3 times, but it will put you in the double bonus in case there's an overtime situation. All right, I mean, I really don't know what to think right now. I mean, obviously, there's 3 guys on the floor that can guard, or that can shoot from anywhere. We saw Mustafa Jones hit a long 3, and that could be the difference in this game if this keeps up, which is crazy to think about. And luckily for FDU, LIU has to take it from underneath their own basket instead of that midcourt. So
they've got 4
instead of getting a rotation, they have Keanu Rochford on one of the smallest guys on the court to guard the inbound pass.
And they're going to go out to Olasaware. C.J. Garner, one of the fastest guys on the court. A great pass to Thompson as the buzzer goes, and he hits it. Tie game. We are going to overtime.
Wow.
What a make by Brandon Thompson. Quiet for most of the game. And with Melquan Boulding jumping out of his shoes to block that attempt.
And Ryan, it wasn't easy. They're going to make him earn every single inch.
Wow, I got to think of unfair for these Knights. I mean, they fell into such a hole with foul trouble, mental mistakes. They came back so strong and had some such such crucial clutch plays from some of their seniors. Melquan Bowling put the team on his back. And now that's basketball. That's Brandon Thompson with a three with a hand in his face. I don't think he can even see the net. Kind of guided it there.
Yeah, Brandon Thompson, I believe that is his first points of the game, too. He has 2 assists in 18 minutes. He's just...
Wow, yeah, exactly. Quiet for most of the game. He shot a few times, and he's seen decent amount of minutes, 18 minutes.
Craziness.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I told you we were going to have a good game on hand tonight. And with 3.5 minutes to go, I thought there was going to be a good finish. Even better finish coming up for you at home and stuck around here on the NEC front row. Thanks for doing so, Joe Nardi and Ryan Ulick. And the start of overtime, immediate, coming right at you.
They're going to go with their starting lineup, FDU, as I believe Xavier Harris has 4 fouls.
He does.
Sidney Sanders has 4 fouls. I'm not sure how many Kinu has. Kinu might only have 3.
Kinu has 3.
But last time FDU went into overtime, they did not have Kinu.
Right.
And ended up winning, and Sidney Sanders took over.
That was against St. Francis, PA, and they won by 10. And there's Kinu, just patient, always wins that tip-off. So good at it. And we have 5 minutes. And here we go. Thompson still in the game, handed off to Lonnie Robinson. 25 on the shot clock. Melquan Bowling with 1 foul. Back at the
Can't have any panic for FDU, and almost a turnover there by Lonnie, but regains control.
Yeah, Lonnie into Rochford. Harris makes a shot. Beautiful pass by Harris. Up and in by Keno Rochford.
Good job by Xavier.
We've seen players like Xavier Harris himself go up and just take those baby hooks. Really just a bad move. But there he goes. And Brandon Thompson wide open for free. The exact same spot he hit it the first time.
Oh, and a bad break for FDU.
Melquan Bowling stepped out of bounds. Brandon Thompson from the exact spot that he hit that game-tying buzzer beater. And he misses it pretty badly, too. But the Blackbirds will be gifted with a reset shot clock. And that'll go all the way out to E.J. Reed. E.J. Reed didn't play much minutes in regulation, but because of foul trouble, I think. But he's getting some run here in overtime. E.J. Reed. And the foul. Lays it in, and one of the softest fouls I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was
Keno Rochford, his 4th.
That was a tough one, but E.J. Reed, the 3-time defending Rookie of the Week, proving to us why he holds that title, and just a tough player.
E.J. Reed with the first lane violation?
It is a lane violation, so the shot would not have counted anyway. He missed it.
.345 to go in the game. 71 all. After you trying to avoid a heartbreaking loss at home, after putting the 2-time defending champions in a position to lose. Melquan Bowling for 3, short. And Silent just too worried about not fouling there because obviously he'd pick up his 5th.
And then they say he didn't travel because he bobbled it.
E.J. Reed for 3, strong.
Wow.
Robinson with the rebound. Early in the shot clock, too.
Lonnie
early.
wasn't even expecting a shot that bad.
Olasaware on Silent. Robinson driving. No basket, obviously. And the foul will be on Brandon Thompson.
The LIU foul is on number 11, Brandon Thompson. That's Thompson's 4th.
So now Lonnie...
My mistake. I don't think we talked about it. Keno Rochford fouled out.
He did foul out.
He picked up his 5th. We thought he had 4. We thought he had 3 before that. But Keno Rochford, like we said, the Knights are going to have to go through another overtime period without their big man.
Lonnie's so clutch hitting that first one.
The 1-and-1.
Absolutely vital to hit that first, give yourself a chance, and now after you can take a lead and play some defense and a stop and score. And, you know, we thought they were in the clear last time, but...
And makes them both. Lonnie Robinson clutched from the line his entire season, and tonight is perfect from the stripe. And the Knights are up to a 2-point lead. 3 minutes to go. C.J. Garner over to Brickman, finds Alasaware rolling, and a foul called either on Robinson or Matthias Sound is out of this game. And Matthias Sound is fouled out. A little bit unfair going to Matthias Sound there. His hands up. But I guess he was moving when he fouled. So Keanu Rochford and Matthias Sound both out.
Yeah, now Lonnie will definitely have to play the 4, and Xavier is going to have to play center.
2:55 to go. Mustafa Jones going to check back. He's going to check back in for Silent. And now you're looking at the 5 that are out there for the night. Xavier Harris has 4 fouls. Everyone else all right. Well, Sidney Sanders has got 3.
I could have swore Sidney had 4, Ryan.
I might be wrong here. I might not have
Sidney Sanders.
I might not have added 1. He's got 4.
He does have 4.
Sidney Sanders has got 4. Harris has 4. I know Sekou Harris has 4.
It's all tied up again.
Sekou Harris has 3, but I'm not sure we're going to see him. Shoes has lost pretty much confidence in Sekou Harris.
Well, if Sidney Sanders fouls out and something happens to him, he would have no choice.
Unless they want to keep Mustafa Jones and let Melquan maybe run the point or share it. Melquan with the foul, and 1! Pumps his fist, and rightly so. Jumps out to a 2-point lead and gets the opportunity.
Ryan, he looks like Carmelo Anthony out there sometimes.
I know you love to make that comparison.
Well, just the way he facilitates on offense, and he can just run it through him and just stop everything.
He also is just his quick release. You know, he just
deadly.
Pops up and then shoots it like a friggin' cobra there, and misses off the front of the rim. And last touch by a Knight. So Melquan, kind of hearing it from the crowd there, but he's been clutch as can be from the field, but from the line, it's really been a problem.
Yeah, that one wasn't even close either from Melquan. I mean, he's got to give him at least a chance to go in.
He rushes his shots too often, I feel like. Maybe with adrenaline pumping, that's not the best
thing.
way
I don't know if he's rushing it or just how he shoots.
Alasaware easily goes in with the left hand and ties the game back up at 75.
Yeah, good defense there by Lonnie as he just kind of stuck an arm in front of him and tried to poke it away, but you can't do too much here because everything that Alasaware does basically gets called.
I believe Alasaware's got 28 and 14. Which would be a monster game. Something like Keanu Rochford had his career game. Here's Robinson. Strip does not get the call. And here come the Blackbirds 3-on-2. And they'll let C.J. Garner go up there and take the lead. The Blackbirds get the lead for the first time.
Still plenty of time. You got your best shooters on the court.
Shoes is going to let this play out. He's lost his jacket a while ago. A couple minutes ago, he dropped his jacket. And Melquan over to Mustafa Jones, being worked hard on by Brandon Thompson. Sidney Sanders. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Melquan. Bowling missed it.
And that's going to... I thought that went off of LIU, but...
So did I. But last touch by, I guess, possibly Xavier Harris. So the Knights now looking at a deficit. 2 points, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go.
Give LIU a lot of credit, too, Ryan. They've come into this game with a losing record in conference. And instead of giving up, they're just giving it their all here. Losing their best player, they've given FDU everything.
Mustafa Jones with the strip. Great play. Great play, Mustafa Jones. Melquan Bowling fakes the 3. Goes in and blocked. Xavier Harris collects. Up. Almost had the chance for the 3-point play. Doesn't get the roll to go, but he will go to the line and shoot 2.
Little hesitation made everybody else stop, as I thought Melquan was going to go in and just throw it down.
Yeah. We see so much hesitancy with the dunks, you know? Like, we know these guys can do it.
Well, I think that Xavier just didn't want to get blocked and was going to go up any way he could.
Yeah.
Curled down for a little and made his man commit first.
He had one player on him, and that was, I believe, C.J. Garner, and that's a major height disadvantage. So pretty easy for Xavier Harris to go back up. We have 1 minute exactly on the clock, and Xavier Harris shooting 2 of the biggest free throws of his collegiate career thus far.
Let's see, Xavier Harris, not the best free throw shooter.
Hasn't shot much.
And he has not hit more than 1 foul shot Except for Lehigh, he hit both this entire season.
He puts the glasses on top of his head a la Amari Stoudemire, and the first one hits the back end of the rim and bounces away. He's got a chance to cut it to 1, though.
Doesn't look overly comfortable. He's got a lot of movement in his foul shots, too, as that ball goes straight up and straight down.
Off the front of the rim, and Xavier Harris, after so much...
That's just as good as a turnover, Ryan.
Yes, it is. It is basically a turnover. 50 seconds on the shot clock. The Knights will play defense. If the Blackbirds hold out, this will be a very big win for them going forward, trying to repeat as champions. CJ Garner with a fadeaway 3 off the glass, no good, bounces around. The last touch eventually by Mustafa Jones. The Blackbirds will have 9 seconds on the clock with the inbound pass. 33 on the game clock.
It is incredible how many balls have been dropped in this game.
Yeah, not by the Knights mostly. How many breaks have been going in the Blackbirds' ways. And there we go, talking about breaks going the Knights' way against the Knights. This one going for the Knights. Brickman stepped out of bounds. So 32 seconds on the clock. The Knights are down 2. Xavier Harris has got that snarl on his face. He wants to make up for his missed free throws. He's been clutch. Here's Lonnie Robinson driving a loss aware. Mustafa Jones with a hand in his face. Just a little bit strong. And C.J. Gardner will come down with it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to foul. Lonnie Robinson's going to put C.J. Gardner. And C.J. Gardner with one of the biggest rebounds of the season so far, especially of the game. But, like, my goodness. I know. He stands at 5'10".
Well, but I'm talking about Mustafa Jones. It's 16 seconds left. You don't need a shot 4 feet behind the arc with a hand in your face. Just pass the ball out, live to fight another day, and now...
Especially when you haven't taken a 3 in a long time.
You got to hope that they split.
You have to pray that they're going to split. C.J. Garner with a chance to ice the game. The first is right in. Right in. And this one could do it. Granted, there's 10 seconds on left. There could be some miracle in here for the Knights, but it'll have to happen very quickly. He makes both. 4-point game. Sidney Sanders, 9 seconds on the shot clock. He's racing down the court. Goes up immediately and misses it. And Harris could have been called for goaltending. I wouldn't have disagreed with you. But Harris misses the tip-in, and then he misses another chance at it. And that'll pretty much do it for this game.
Yep.
The Knights will fall in overtime. And barring some more free throws, they will finish with 75 points. And Sidney Sanders Jr. is fouled out of the game as well. Just heaping more negativity on a very heartbreaking finish already. Kyle Pearson going to check back in. E.J. Reed has a chance to pad his stats a little bit. 0.6 seconds on the shot clock. Nothing really going to happen with that. But, I mean, the Knights had this in the bag. Brandon Thompson hit that incredible three-pointer at the buzzer.
He did. And
that was with like a arm and a hand in his face.
LIU just wouldn't die. And FDU, gave him some opportunities. FDU, played kind of a sloppy game.
He misses the second, and because he missed it, the time runs down, and that'll do it. I'm not sure we're going to get an assistant coach. Last time they lost the Knights, they didn't give us any assistant coaches.
Well, this is a tough loss. I'm sure they want to go be with their team and,
I think so too.
Play.
But the final score here at the Stratus Arena, 79-75.
And Chris Brickley will join us, so we'll have plenty of questions for him and the FDU team as they played valiantly today, and they really gave the defending champs everything they had. Just didn't work out the way they wanted it to.
Let's take a break. 79-75 NEC front row. We'll have assistant coach Chris Brickley here after we come back from commercial break on FDUKnights.com. Don't go anywhere.
Can they tie it? Richards launches a wild three. No good! And the improbable, unimaginable 24-point comeback is complete.
Back here with assistant coach Chris Brickley. And Chris, I mean, barring that miracle hoisting up to the 3 right there at the buzzer, I mean, in true heartbreaking fashion, you're about to go talk to the players. I know Shoes is already talking in there. What are you going to say to the players when you get into the locker room? Can you take anything away from this game? I mean, sure, there's a lot.
Yeah, we can. Free throws and, the scouting report. Going into the game, we knew number 11 was a knockdown shooter. That last play, we contested it, but hopefully next time in that situation, we won't let Thompson get off a 3 at the end.
And what happened in that last play? What the defense wanted them to be? I know Keanu was on, the smallest player on the floor, and almost tipped that one away, but it seemed like there was a lot happening in only 3.4 seconds.
Yeah, we were where we wanted to be. What happened was Lonnie Robinson helped in the middle, and then he was closing out to Thompson. So next time with 2 seconds left, we don't want to help anything. We don't want to give up a 3-point shot. So hopefully we can watch the film and learn from that.
I mean, you were talking about Brandon Thompson. He's a great shooter, but before that shot hadn't hit a single thing all game. I think that was clearly that was a prayer, and I mean he's a great shooter in his own right. But
He is a great shooter. All the props to him. It was a tough shot that he made. Hopefully we can learn from this game.
Xavier Harris got the start today and got in some foul trouble. Matthias Silent. Have you guys kind of found maybe a little 1-2 punch with Xavier and Matthias? I think they both complement each other well. One's really solid defensively and tough down low, and Matthias could hit from anywhere and got a couple good rebounds.
Yeah, Xavier played great. Matthias played great too. Both of them played great, and hopefully we can build on that.
And I know Xavier Harris, I mean, he started off on fire. He started off great, had his troubles midway, had some very clutch plays down the stretch, really, though. Do you think he's earned his starting spot going forward, or do you think that's just more of a matchup thing?
Yeah, I think it was a matchup thing, but he played great. I think he's going to be great for us in the future, and he got some big rebounds at the end, and we were real happy with how he played.
All right, thank you, Chris. I'll let you go back into the locker room. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. That was assistant coach Chris Brickley.
Yeah, again, very, very classy move coming out after a loss like that. It's heartbreaking, and we've said it a few times. We'll see how this FDU team responds after a loss. But most of the time when we say that, we're talking about blowout losses, not losses like this. This is one that really is going to keep you up at night. You almost rather lose by 30 points because, whatever, we got to break down. We let it slip away. But, I'd say LIU's game today, if I'd give them a grade, I'd give them a B-. FDU got a C+. Just the drops, though, on the rebounding was mind-boggling. I couldn't understand how you can just drop that many balls. And I know there are a lot of errant rebounds and stuff. You got to get in position to where it can hit your body, almost like a ground ball in baseball at this point. Silent dropped a few. Xavier Harris getting the handle. He had some butterfingers out there today. Let's be honest. He did a lot of good things, but that hurt his team a lot. Melquan had some good rebounds, and Lonnie trying to attack the basket, turned the ball over a few times, which was rough. But, I thought FDU played good enough to win, but just didn't do the little things to win a close ball.
I think LIU Brooklyn had like an A grade in the first half. They looked phenomenal.
They did.
They looked like champions. Second half, they came out completely looked like a lost team out there. I don't understand really what the change was, but FDU really did capitalize on all those breaks. I mean, at the end of it, I agree with that B- grade. I got to give like A's to Jamal Olasaware and C.J. Garner, both of them.
Olasaware was one of the most impressive players I've watched all of NEC play. The guy's dominant. The offense runs through him. And, thank goodness they didn't have, the number one player, Julian Boyd, tonight, because this could have gotten pretty ugly the way Olasaware would have played. But
I'm sure they complement each other
just the points, the rebounds, and he outplayed everybody on the floor tonight, and he's the player of the game.
And this is heartbreaking, as you said. They go into a three-game road stretch in the next 2 weeks.
Well, that can be a blessing in disguise, too, Ryan, before you get to the actual games. These guys getting to spend some time together away from FDU, away from the fans, away from, sometimes even the media.
Yeah.
But, they get to spend some time on the bus and, get away from it, go play in another arena, and put the pressure on another team. Sometimes the pressure can be on a home team, and if you can get it going early, take them out of the crowd, FDU could be in good shape.
It's a tale of two losses, NJIT out of conference. That was just sloppy. And this one, they really battled, and they deserved to win. But barring that miracle play and in heartbreak fashion, it's completely different losses in a span of a few days. And we were hoping momentum was going to carry through that NJIT game, even though it was out of conference, and it did. You could see it in the players. They really had a lot of determination. They were playing well, albeit with the foul trouble that they consistently find themselves in. But there's a lot of positives to take away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we won't be able to call any more action until the 31st. But we wish the team well. They will go on a 3-game road trip. 2 days from now, on Saturday, they go to St. Francis in Brooklyn. They're playing both Brooklyn teams back to back, and then 5 days later, January 24th, that's next Thursday, at Monmouth, and then next Saturday at Quinnipiac at a noon game. So Saturday, if you want to go up to Brooklyn, St. Francis, NY, it's 4:30 tip. And then you will eventually find us back here. We will have the audio feed for you on January 31st, hosting current NEC toppers, Bryant. And you can mute your TVs and listen to us.
Perfect.
And hopefully by that point, maybe the team can figure some stuff out, really build on this. I know they're hungry, and these are 2 bad losses back-to-back, Joe. So
tough one,
we'll
man.
see.
Tough one. But you know what? Not over yet. Still, 2 months of basketball to be played, and kind of let someone carry over. And don't forget, Ryan, FDU gets LIU in their own building in a couple weeks. Yep. So I think that FDU will be ready for that one.
I'm sure they're looking forward to that one as well. So for Joe Nardi, I'm Ryan Ulick. Thanks for tuning in for this tremendous game and ended in a heartbreaking fashion. But you heard the schedule coming up. Thank you for tuning, and do join us again January 31st when Bryant comes to the Stratus Arena. NEC Front Row and FDUnites.com. Have a good night.